Yes, Bafetu, it is a Friday. We want to welcome you again to EKSE Live. Nipeta abantu basenyongweni, people that are important to the Nyong. If you don't know what a Nyong is a Nyong. But right now, we are sitting with one of the most important person that we have up in South Africa. People that will make you trend. Who's a digital content creator? He goes by the name Tumi. Ntlokwana. So, Buderiam, I'm all good. Buderiam, let's start it off. For someone who doesn't know who Tumi 213 is, Gubani Ukhrotman.
Tumi 213 is basically a guy born and raised in Cape Town.
Yes.
Quick story, studied LLP, went to work. While I was working, my numbers started growing. I decided to start going to influencing.
Yes.
Then on the side, I also started doing events and hosting. Then sooner than later, I left my 9 to 5 to focus on content creating and curating events for people. So that's basically who I am.
Okay, so with you deciding to actually go there, what was the thing that actually made you to be like, okay, from what I'm doing, because you have an LLP, but you're like, I'm going to influencing. What was that decision that made you Ubama Uyepa?
It's something, obviously, like, I always kind of knew that I was never going to be a lawyer, you know, like, it's something that, everyone knew. Like, anyone who studied with me knows that I studied to finish it, and to get a job, you know, because that's what life is about.
Yes.
But I always knew it's not my love and my passion. So I didn't really know what my passion was, but I knew that I love people.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to make money off it, how to benefit, but luckily things started just going well themselves, you know, like we'll delve into it over the conversation, but the more I went out, the more people wanted to go out with me, which then led to events. So wherever I was, it was a vibe. So that's how the events happened. The content creation is because people just loved my content.
Yes.
So that grew, you know, with the podcast also, which we'll also talk about. But there's things that I kept doing and people just kept enjoying them and wanting more. So that's how I realized, you know what, I can make a living off this. And I just left what I wasn't in love with.
Okay, I like the fact that Uchoba, to you, it's not something that you like forced it. It came naturally, and people actually enjoyed the kind of person you are, and they always wanted to vibe with you. And also, with you being the person that you are, the influencer, have you ever trended for something that was very funny to you?
I've trended for a lot of things. Like, one thing about being in front of people, you trend for good and bad, and you learn from them and you keep it moving, you know. But for the funnier ones, it was definitely, I think everyone would recognize that one because it was what landed me on another show, actually, just like this. It was from when I posted about The Office, the show.
Yes.
You know, and I was just like, because we're all going through vaccination and everything, and I was like, I love the show, and I wonder how that show would be if they did an episode on vaccination. And it just went international. Like, it was one tweet, but it blew, like, it went out of control. And that, for me, killed me because I got calls about things like interviews and stuff, where for me it didn't make sense because I do content creation all the time and I do events. How could you not call me about this and you call me about a tweet? So that was funny for me, but it also opened more doors. So I'm happy about it.
Oh, I like the fact that things were just battering, isn't it? And also, so with the content that you make, how do you the way you expect Abantu to actually digest it? Is it how it's reaching Abantu to at home, everywhere else? Is it actually hitting the spot that you actually wanted to?
Yeah, I think this will go very well into the podcast side of my life.
Yes.
So I created a podcast during lockdown, right? Which wasn't to become famous. It wasn't to reach to OMAC G level, nothing like that. I didn't want that. That's why I never had people on my podcast.
Sure.
The podcast was to reach out to people because I knew that no one had friends.
Yes.
You know, everyone was at home, everyone felt lonely, and you always felt like however you feel, no one understands how you feel. So I was like, I'm going to deal with topics that make you feel like you have a friend. You know, that's how I always led with my tagline, which was, we're now best friends, you know, whether or not you know me.
Nice.
So that always hit home because I met so many people without meeting them. And it hit them directly because that's what it came out of. Like, for them, they were like, we love your show because we feel like when we at your show, it feels like I'm chilling with you like this. And you're talking about real things, you know, losing your job, because I did, you know. So it's not things I'm talking about because, you know, I find it cool. It's like, you know, depression or something. It's like, okay, I know how you feel. So that, I think, was the most, out of everything I do, one thing that I felt like it hit when it comes to people.
One thing I must say when it comes to interviews, I wish we could have more time for us to actually get to tripiza everything and everybody. But Khotmanyam, we actually would like to thank you for actually taking the time and we hope we see you more and for other reasons, I don't know. But ladies and gents, that was Tumi 213 Khotman who's giving us Izidwezimandi, people that will actually make you trend. But right now, I think it's Nalungane. Let's hop on to and see what they are up to.
Ooh.